Welcome everyone to my in-home Tai Chi Love Studio. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. I wish I could be there with you today. However, I want to say thank you to Glacier Hills for bringing us together via Glacier Hills TV. Thank you so much for sponsoring these videos. Before we get started, I would like to remind you to always do these exercises to the point that feels good, never to the point of pain. There's a golden rule in Tai Chi and Qigong that says, pain, no gain. So, for us, we're not even going to go to the point before the pain in our stretches. I want you to simply do these stretches to the point that feel good for your body. You don't have to do things just exactly the way I do them because I'm doing them because they feel good in my particular way, and you're going to need to do them so they feel good in your particular way. Today I'm going to speak to you on meditation for better breathing and protective Qi, otherwise known as Wei Qi. Wei Qi is a protective Qi that surrounds the body so pathogens, we can believe, so pathogens don't attack us or negative energies don't attack us. Now, whether this works or not isn't going to preclude us from trying to do these exercises that are generally healthful. So we're ultimately doing Qigong for health. Qigong, what is that? Qi is energy, the life energy that surrounds us. There's Qi in my body that keeps me alive. There's Qi in plants, there's Qi in food, there's Qi in animals, there's Qi in the earth, there's Qi in the heavens, and there's Qi in trees. And today we're going to be focusing on Qi and trees, otherwise known as the wood element or wood-wind element because air comes from trees. You'll see in the diagram behind me, the earth has the roots, the trunk, and the leaves and branches in the heavens, which seem to correlate to the spiritual side, the grounded earth side of the human, and the centered part, the very centered, calm, peaceful heart center. We will be doing today an initial breathing practice. The breath aids in generating Wei Qi. After that, we'll do a meditation called the 5-colored cloud. So we have a nice visualization to focus on and ultimately generate this Wei Qi. After that, we'll be doing movement exercises. So in Qigong, 2 main energy cultivators are meditation, so you know yourself, and then movement along with, again, good deep breathing. So we'll be doing some stillness exercises. That's a way that we can do movement exercise without movement. And then we'll do flow exercises, moving like the tree, an 8 moving tree themed exercise. At this time, I'll go ahead and sit down so that I can be present with you, just like you're sitting down. Today, in these days, we are concerned, potentially stressed. We're missing our loved ones. So there's a variety of things that can happen, and I'll get to that in just a moment. In a way, we're facing powerlessness, where we have power and where we don't, and how we can manage our energy, because power is energy, energy is our Qi. Where you have powerlessness, is where you're trying to control everything on the outside. And where you are powerful is within. Within ourselves, we can look deeply, remain calm, we can be centered. Right now, we're all kinds of inside, not able to get out. Well, you know, it's not a bad thing necessarily for us to be inside. We know that it's going to keep us safe. But even better, if we learn and train ourselves to go inside, we can manage the natural power that is within us and ultimately improve our outlook. We can gain a better perspective now. We can gain a better perspective anytime. So while you're seated in these exercises, I'm going to help you to come to understand how to de-stress, get calmer, and remain relaxed. At this point, everything works better. We want to focus on some internal empowerment exercises that will ultimately bring us more energy. And it's not just more energy, but a better quality of energy. We need to center and, like I said, relax. That's called feng song. We need to relax, but yet remain attentive. Oftentimes when we're stressed, we can't even think straight. We bump into things, we can't find things, our memory is weakened. So when we're calm and centered, like I said before, everything works better. Also, so important these days is that when we're calm, our immune system works better. I touched on this in my last video. Really, to use true Tai Chi principles, when the going gets tough, we need to remain calm, like in the fight or flight response I mentioned again in my last video, if we're stressed. For example, like if a tiger was chasing us, our adrenaline courses through our body, and we have momentary power and no need for long-term health because a tiger is chasing us. So, at that time, we don't really need our immune system because we need to either fight the tiger or run from the tiger. We're going to run from the tiger. So, our immune system either turns off or slows down, minimizes, because everything else is so much more important. Likewise, when we have emotional stress, like depression, worry, feeling bad, our immune system goes down. We may sit around, become sedentary. Our energy becomes stagnant. This is not good. We need our energy to continually flow like a stream or a flowing river, so things don't become stagnant and ultimately breed a lot of other disease or dis-ease. Think about this. Now, time right now is roughly around the time we'd be having spring break. And so think about kids, the university here where the students go off to spring break, and if they leave a whole bunch of dishes in their sink and they take off without having washed those dishes, everything in that sink gets pretty stagnant and pretty nasty. That's a simple example, but we don't want that to happen to ourselves by getting stagnant and not having our energy flowing, our blood flowing, and a whole bunch of other things. What helps for us to be empowered is to have positive emotions and good coping skills. We want to feel good. So think about it. If you remember back in the day, or perhaps you are now, feeling love or feeling in love brings everything in our body to a better state of being and feeling. And again, I'll bring up the kids on spring break. There was a scientific study done that showed the students who were going off to final exams compared to the students who were going off on spring break. And they did some tests on those students to see how their immune system was functioning. Well, who do you think's immune system was working better? Of course, the kids that were taking off to go enjoy themselves. So we need to do the same thing. We need to enjoy ourselves, and ultimately, we need for us to feel good now. Now is the present moment. We need to feel good. And ultimately, that is the state from which we should do everything. We have a school logo that says, "Feel good now," with the backdrop of the yin yang. I'll paste that into this video in just a moment. So, we want to do things that make us feel happy, like these exercises, or even things that, well, bring us to a state of gratitude. Gratitude is so simple. There's nothing easier than to think of something in which you are thankful, and you feel happy, you feel calm. So, gratitude is always a great thing. We'll begin this session in the easiest method to keep your immune system functioning, to keep you safe, energized, and balanced. We need to keep you calm, relaxed, and moving. So let's begin with a meditation on Wei Qi. Now, a meditation is great because what it does is it brings you into yourself so you can attend to how you are feeling. You're not concerned about the external. You are only here in the present moment. So let's begin with some of the breathing practice that we started in our last session. Coming into center, place your feet shoulder width apart, flat on the floor. You can place your hand on your lower belly, and I'd invite you to expand that belly and then release. You want to fill the belly and then release. Now, in all reality, we know our lungs don't reach down into our belly. But what we're doing is expanding the diaphragm, air comes into our lungs, and then we release. And you can breathe through your nose. You can alternately with just the tiniest bit of your mouth opening, especially if you have masks on, it's not a problem. We are here to be inspired. We are here to be inspired. That means to breathe, to remain calm. And we can do this remaining calm and relaxed by simply breathing. So, letting the belly rise and fall, breathing in full breaths. I invite you to take a moment, take this very moment to think of something for which you have gratitude. Then put a little smile on your face. It doesn't have to be big or silly, just maybe even an inner smile, something that generates that feeling of such good. Keeping full breath. Let us begin the exercise of the 5 colored clouds. At this point, I invite you to keep your eyes closed if they are already closed, or close them and focus internally. We're going to do the exercise of the 5 colored clouds to create an atmosphere of Wei Qi around us. this protective, wonderful energy that surrounds us. Beautiful cloud. At this point, I'm going to invite you to take in this beautiful sunshine. Think of this sunshine that is outside of us right now. The sunshine that has not been clouded by the clouds. We need this so much these days, the beautiful sunshine. And I'm going to ask that you think of this sunshine and let this sunshine become one of your eyes. Doesn't matter if it's left or right, just let it become one of your eyes. Brilliant, bright sunshine. And now, take the opposite eye, thinking of the moon. The full moon was just the other day on Tuesday. Not sure if you got a chance to see it. But the full moon's so beautiful in the spring. It can be the crescent moon. It can be waxing or waning. But let the other eye become the moon. And right now, we're going to take into our inner eye the idea of spring green. The green that the grasses are turning, the buds on the trees. Imagine this color of spring, green. Fill your mind with this color of spring and send it out now through your eyes like a mist. A cloud is forming, and let that mist surround you and become more dense like a cloud of spring green. And oh, doesn't it feel good? This is our first layer of vital energy, the spring energy. Let it surround us. Keep breathing. Keep your breath going. Full breath, breathe in that energy. All right, now we're going to move on to the color red, the color of vibrant summer. So many flowers are red in the summertime. I want to take you to June, where there are fires of outdoor barbecues and fireplaces and the wonderful colors that are clothing. Everybody seems to wear brighter colors. Let's bring that red into our mind's eye. Fill the mind with red. Fill the body with red, and now send it out through your eyes like a mist, and let it marry the spring green, this incredible fire red color like a cardinal or a bright red flower. And let it marry the spring green, this vital energy of fire and summer, and let it move into that cloud and not create sort of a muddy color, but clear striations, clear lobes of a cloud, and breathe. And now move on to the wonderful color of late summer, the yellow that's in marigolds and plants as they're changing from their vitalness to their sleep phase. Wonderful yellow color. Fill your inner eye with yellow. Keep breathing. Wonderful yellow. And send that yellow color out through your eyes to marry the spring green and the summer red. Take this yellow of late summer and let it just enliven you and surround you with marvelous Wei Qi. And moving on now to fall. Now fall, we're going to have the color white be the color of fall. And that's interesting. Fall creates so many colors in the spectrum. All those colors in the spectrum meld into one and become the color of pure white. Fill your body with pure white. Fill your mind with pure white and send it out through your eyes. And let it marry the preceding colors of green, red, yellow, and now white, becoming the perfect cloud of protection around your body, around the entire body. And lastly now, we'll enliven and wake up the color of winter. There is nothing like the color of winter, the blue of the crispness, the blue of the sky, just as evening is start to fall. It's absolutely amazing. With your eyes closed, continue to think about that amazing color blue and send that out through your eyes. Send that color blue out. All right. Let it marry the preceding colors. Swirling ball, swirling cloud of color. And you have surrounded yourself with marvelous Wei Qi. And you can do this at any time, not just in this meditation, but it's a really great way to focus your energy. So now to bring this exercise to a close, we need to withdraw back to our heart center, back to our center, draw that all in, and then you can send it out instantly. So we're going to draw back in all the blue. Breathe in. Breathe in all the white. Breathe that back in. Then we're going to breathe in the yellow. Breathe that all in. Breathe in the red, bring that red back into your heart center. And lastly, the spring green. And that cloud is yours always now. And you can send it out instantly for any kind of protection. Anytime you need to de-stress, anytime you feel like you need some form of external protection, you can always get it from breathing, and then this extra layer of the 5-colored cloud. All right. Taking the motif of the tree, I'd like for you to do an exercise with me. You can open your eyes now if you haven't already. I'm going to do an exercise that we typically do while standing. It's called tree hugging or standing like tree. Today we'll be sitting like tree. So place your feet, again if they're not, on the earth or at least flat on your glides there. Just then flat down. Keep breathing. And at this point, I'm going to invite you to place your hands over your belly. Feel the energy that's generated from the body, and then bring your hands up in front of your heart, nice and round. You should have a lot of nice chi already developed, built up from all the exercises. But here we're going to breathe with our hands in front of our heart. And the arms are nice and round like you're holding a ball. But actually you can be touching the trunk of a tree, you can be touching a tree that's out there nice and big or small. Or you can be hugging a tree, or like the icon behind me, you can become the tree. So your feet are the roots, Your body is the trunk and your head is held up high like the branches in the heavens. Feet are rooted in the earth. Body is upright, holding your arms now as if becoming a tree, and held into the heavens as your head pulled to the heavens. Keep your breathing going. And this exercise is an exercise of stillness, which really gets you really nicely connected with your internal self. Let your thoughts just float by like the clouds. Come into your body, see how you're feeling, nice and full breath, filled with Wei Qi, empowered, better outlook on life already, feeling good. This is called exercise without movement. But because it takes time to build up our exercise in our arms, strengthen our body, I'm going to let you bring your arms down and hold them now in front of your lower power center, the body-mind, which resides in the belly. And then let your hands fall back to your knees. Body held upright. Keep breathing. Postures upright. And the last exercise set that we're going to be doing is moving like a tree. The 8 moving exercises of moving like a tree. Keeping breathing, we're going to have some focus on the 3 power centers of the body here at the belly, the heart, that's the balancing point of Qi, and of the mind, which is here in the brain, and also slightly above. So this is the spiritual center, the mind center, coming back into center to the heart, the love and psycho-emotional center where we hold our feelings, and then here the mind of the body. Now, before we begin, I'm going to let you know that the immune system that you're cultivating is going to help you remain healthy and strong, but also you want to keep your lungs healthy and strong so that you're not out of breath, even outside of this whole pandemic that we're facing. So I want you to have nice, strong, healthy lungs so you can walk farther, think better, be more clear. It's so important to have oxygenated blood, oxygenated brain. The first exercise is earth to heaven. So place your hands over the surface of the earth. Now the roots are established below your feet. Bring the energy of the earth to the lower power center. And now rise up to the heart center. Energy of the earth has now come to the heart center. And now the hands are going to turn around and from the heart center enter the heavens. Straight up do the branches go. So lung health requires that you stretch up and down, left and right, and strengthen the muscles between the lungs and around the ribs. The muscles between the ribs to open up the lungs. And this stretching up and down tree from roots through trunk and leaves and branches up to the heavens. And you can do this exercise as many times as feels good to you. And we'll do this one more time. So you want to stretch up and then bring the heaven energy down to the heart, mind, heart, and body. And then return to center with your hands in front of your belly. For the next exercise, we're going to work with a great tall tree and come up and down the trunk of the tree through the center. One hand for this exercise will hover over the earth, and one hand will stretch up to the heavens. Now bring the heaven energy down through the mind, through the heart, and at the same time bring the energy from the earth up and out to the heavens. So stretching up and down. A conduit from earth to heaven through you, the human in the middle. Keep breathing. Keep your arms moving up and down through the middle trunk. You can call it the middle pillar, the body mind, the inspiration center, and married through the heart. And let's come back to center. Bring the energy of the earth up, and we're going to now do the energy exercise, the tree exercise of the willow bends in the breeze. Here you have some nice chi in the center, earth and heaven. And I'll bring one hand forward and one hand back. And now stretch the ribs and bring the energy from behind, the side of the body, and back to center. And now the other direction. Forward, stretch, behind. Bring the energy from behind, sides, and back to center. So we're stretching the muscles on the sides of the body, the ribs on either side of the spine, between the ribs, right forward. And back. And back to center. And we're stretching now. Forward and back, stretching the sides of the body, muscles on the sides of the ribs on either side of the spine. Front and back. Energy from behind, the side, back to center. So now you're getting all the directions. Front and back, stretch to the side. Forward, backward, left, right, and center. The 5 directions. All right. Return to center. The The next exercise is the bluff, if you will, overlooking the horizon, filled with trees. And so right now, bring your hands to your heart center and move them forward. And imagine now opening the horizon that's covered with trees. And now back to center and bring those trees into the body, the trees that make oxygen through the leaves, and up and out and open. Open the horizons, open your heart, open your lungs, and breathe and in. And up, open. And back to center. And out. And in. And one more time. Out. And in. And now calmly come back to center. Keep breathing. Drop your hands now for this exercise. Pull one foot underneath you and move one foot out. And I would like for you to stretch down, 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 all the way to your roots, the tips of your toes. Take the fingertips to the toes. And rise up now, taking the root up through the trunk, lifting up now, branches to the heavens. And falling back down, and again out to your roots. Keep breathing, very relaxed, nice stretch, and back up, and stretch, arch the back if you can, and back down, and one more time out, stretch to the roots. You can rub your legs a little bit if that feels good. Rub your roots. Feels good. And back up. And bring that leg in. Stretch the other leg out. The roots running down. Fingertips to the toe tips. And back up. Stretch, bring the heaven energy in, down to the roots, all the way down, down, down. And branches now to the heavens, and down to the roots. One more time. Nice stretch of the lower back, the leg, and back up. And now come back to center. And back. Hope you're remembering to breathe. All right. And now, here we go. We are going to touch fingertips to fingertips, taking the earth energy here now. I'm going to invite you to move your legs to one direction, and we're going to circle around the head like the globe of a tree. And now begin with the roots going into the earth, branches into the heavens, circling around like the globe of the tree as you switch your knees to the opposite side. Fingertips into the earth, and around like the globe of the tree. And now, fingertips into the earth, branches rise, circle around. And again, some nice twisting here, opening up the muscles on the sides of the body, stretching up, opening up the lungs and the muscles between the ribs. And again, down and around. You can do this as many or few times as you want, but this feels really nice. And one more time, and back into center. Nice and centered. Keep breathing. And now the last exercise. Again, rooting. Placing the hands over the surface of the earth. Bring the hands to the lower power center called the dantian of the body. Bring your hands to your heart center, the dantian of your emotions, your love. And now turning the hands up past the dantian or energy center of the mind. We're going to open the sky like a giant oak tree. Bring the hands back to the earth. Bring the hands here in front of the belly. Let the breath move from the belly through the lungs, and nothing better than a giant tree to have the connection with the heaven energy of the sky and the amazing energy of the earth. The three grand energies of earth, heaven, through the human in the middle couldn't be conveyed better than with the energy of this exercise, the great oak tree. Opening the body, opening the lungs. Deep breath. Open. And come back to center. Holding your hands now here in front of your body. Here at your power center. I invite you to raise your hands now to your heart center, like we did with the tree sitting meditation exercise. And the last thing that we're going to do is raise our fingertips to the heavens. And I will do with you the traditional bow. So curl one hand into a soft fist like you're holding a butterfly or a pearl, and let the other hand be fingertips to the heavens. And here's another example of the sun and the moon, or yang energy and yin energy. And I'm going to bring them together right here to bow to you and thank you for participating in this series of exercises to bring you greater health, greater protection, greater calm, and greater center. I certainly hope you have enjoyed these exercises for better breathing and protective Qi. Be well, and always know that I care about you and I'm with you in spirit. Thanks again.